Hey, today I want to talk a little bit about right view in Buddhism. This is I would say, the first spoke of the wheel of Dharma that I discussed in the last video. And the reason that it starts first is because everything comes from my view of the world around me. Like I said in the last video, the Buddha said, mind is the forerunner of all dharmas, all come from mind, and all are made out of mind. It's translated different ways, but that's the way I've heard it translated. So when you think about this, what that means is that what I'm thinking, I'm actually projecting out into the world. I saw somebody recently talking about this, and you see this a lot on the internet these days because people are really into manifesting. And it's a real art, and it's something that's not to be scoffed at. But I think sometimes it gets a little watered down. You can't just sit and say, the way I've heard it explained is like, I can sit in my closet and I can really just wish for a cheeseburger, but I'm not going to get a cheeseburger unless I just go get a cheeseburger, right? That's the example they use in AA. So there has to be this mix of yin and yang energies. And so, but it is very important. The mental plane is very important. If everything comes from mind, is made out of mind, which I believe that to be a truth, and it's said by different masters in different religions, different ways. So if that's true, then the mentality I have is very important. And so I think for me, something I always looked at when I thought about universal knowledge and universal wisdom is in the Kabbalion, which would be the wisdom of the person who is named Hermes Trismegistus, and he wrote the Emerald Tablet. And somebody, I think in the 30s, wrote the Kabbalion about the things that were on the Emerald Tablet. And so, like, in there, they have like the principle of vibration, like everything vibrates, nothing is at rest. Okay. And they have the principle of cause and effect. And like cause and effect can be just regular everyday cause and effect. In the Buddhist sense, cause and effect would be like karma. So like I've heard that there's a translation for karma as being my doing. So when I say this is my karma, that I am saying this is my doing. So even when bad things happen to me, and this is just for me, this is not for anybody, it doesn't have to be for anybody else, just for me, just for JR, anything bad that happens to me, I make it like immediately I say, this is my karma. Because it takes all the victim mentality out of it. Sure, bad things happen to people, and I'm sorry if terrible things have happened to you. You don't have to believe this. This is just what I believe. And it's also what they teach in a myriad of spiritual paths. But basically, even if it's not visible from this life, I've done something in the past that has led me to the position where, I don't know, I broke a fingernail. I don't know. Whatever it is, everything is karma. And in the Kabbalion, this is called the law of cause and effect. In Buddhism, they talk about rising, falling, okay? A vibration. So the reason I call this stuff universal knowledge is because there's different names for this same exact concept in almost every religion, man. And I'm not just saying that like on a whim. Like I have read Christian mysticism, Jewish mysticism, Buddhism, Hinduism. I've read a little bit about Gnosticism. I mean, everywhere you look, I've read about the Rosicrucians. Um, Everywhere you look, there is these concepts that, like, if you whittled every religion down to like its core value, you would come to a place where you saw that all religions are saying the same thing at the heart. They may disagree on methods, they may disagree on doctrine and all these other things, but the masters of those religions understand that God is inconceivable. And so this idea about right view or right understanding, I think, is important because how I view the world becomes my reality. And what could be more important than that? And so I'll share a little bit of my experience, and then I'm going to cut this video because I don't want to say too much, but these are good things to meditate on. And that's all I'll say is my experience in life. I talked in the first video, I posted it on this channel. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. I was into chasing a buzz in any way I could. And I'm 5 years sober now, but everything about the way that I viewed life was very selfish and negative. And like, to give you an example, like, I thought everyone's just out for themselves, and, people don't really love you. They just love what you do for them. And all these things, and I had all these childish beliefs about the universe. And what happened was, I pushed the people that cared about me away. I unconsciously pushed away all the good things. And I didn't, again, it was unconscious. I didn't know I was doing it. But like, slowly but surely, I started to push everything good away from me, and I started to attract things that were not good. And this all stemmed from my view that everything was shit, and you're shit, and I'm shit, and everything sucks. And so my reality became that. And conversely, when I got sober, I started unwiring all this unconscious stuff. It's the mud that they say the lotus flower grows out of. I started unwiring all this stuff, and what started to happen was my outside circumstances started to change on their own. And weird things like different situations I was attracting, different people I was attracting. And this is a fascinating practice. So I'm going to end this video with this. Try to don't push away negativity, but when you have negative thought like, oh, this sucks, don't say, no, it doesn't suck. Just go, all right, I'm going to find something good about this. And if you do that over and over and over again, it's hard. It can be a grind, man. But if you do this over and over again, what starts to happen is your view of things starts to change. And when someone hurts you, you don't immediately go, what a piece of shit, that person sucks. You go, man, that person's hurting. And they hurt me because they're hurting. And they feel alone. So if you change that, you change your mentality, all of a sudden your world around you will look a lot different. And this can happen faster than you think. So that's all I got for today. If you watched this far, please follow me, like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, peace and love to you. Hope you have a great day. Bye.